The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
These farmers are actually now talking, showcasing, and talking about this technology within their areas. And that's number one, that's key. The second part about it is now that we've seen results in potatoes and we're seeing results in other crops as well.
Welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Colin Bletsky. He is the Chief Operating Officer for Musgrove Biologics Corp. And Colin, it's great to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing well, Steve. How about yourself?
Good. Really interesting news release out from the company today, talking about some performance results you received by working your biofertility product within potatoes. And so maybe I'll let you sort of set it up. What was going on here?
Yeah, so we've been working in potatoes for quite a few years now, and really starting to test with a lot of these larger growers, specifically in that Washington State area, Idaho. And it was all about how can we impact yield and how can we have a positive soil health benefit and a positive yield benefit in the plant. And over the past few years, we've seen some good, consistent results, starting from our small plot work that we did earlier on about in 2024. We've seen that work. We moved that to larger scale field trials with these growers, and we were very pleased with the results. And I would say the growers themselves very, very happy as well with what they've seen in the field as well.
Yeah, Colin, it says in the news release that using TerraSante increased in a number of different areas. Maybe you could talk about some of the key ones.
Yeah, so the first one is just in yield. So on the fields we were testing, and consistent with what we've seen in the small plot work, the large growers were seeing roughly about a 2-ton increase in yield on the potato yield itself. The secondary part of that was we've seen higher and larger A's and B's. And what that means, Steve, is an A and B size potatoes are the ones that you can sell at a higher quality, higher price into the grocery stores. So they had higher A's and B's and less culls. If you have a culled potato, that means essentially it's not marketable. So you're essentially able to increase those A's and B's significantly over the culls, which adds a tremendous amount of value, but also increasing the yield. So, compared to the untreated check in this large scale trial, we were really happy with those results, and so was the grower.
So there's a lot of talk about farmers and farming and what's going on in the US, really, really around the world and the struggles that farmers have had. So just on the economic side of this, if I'm reading this correctly, for $180 per acre of treatment, they were yielding over $5,000 per acre. That seems like a really strong number.
It is, and typically in the ag space, you're always trying to get at least a 4-to-1 ROI when you put your product onto the ground, right? So we were very pleased with this. And I think the addition of the tonnage per acre, that's number one, but also the increase in size was a considerable amount in what the farmer related back. So when you look at the numbers and you look at the opportunity, it was a significant ROI. And we've been seeing this pretty consistent with our small plot trials. We've been seeing it pretty consistent in other areas around the world as well. And it just validates what this technology is doing, having an impact on the soil, helping the soil microbiome, helping that plant be healthier, and essentially creating that higher yield at the end of the day.
So, Colin, how do you move forward with this now? These are obviously pretty strong results. So, is this a key to approaching other farmers and other jurisdictions?
It definitely is, Steve. And I would say that's one big thing is these farmers are actually now talking, showcasing, and talking about this technology within their areas. And that's number one, that's key. The second part about it is now that we've seen results in potatoes and we're seeing results in other crops as well, we're taking that data, we're taking that local data that farmers want to see, and now moving it to others, working with crop consultants, working with agronomists, working with retails, and working with farmers to understand the technology and how it could work. And a typical farmer, just like myself, you'll use it a small amount year one, year two, and then once you see those results in your own field and your own local areas, when you see that ramp up. And that's what we're hoping for now in 2026 and 2027, is seeing that significant ramp up coming both in potatoes and in other crops in California and around the US.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a very interesting 2026, and we can continue to watch that story for sure, Colin. Thanks very much. Good update, and congratulations on the results.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, there's Colin Bletsky, the Chief Operating Officer for Musgrove Biologics.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors, or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.